Swallowing popular longevity supplements like resveratrol or alpha-lipoic acid without knowing your biology is a direct biological risk. It can backfire and harm your systems. If you do not know your baseline metabolic state, dropping these compounds into your system alters your cellular machinery in unpredictable ways. In some cases, these supplements can even protect existing tumor cells from nutrient limitation. People are popping these pills blindly, ignoring the vast, undetected scale of metabolic dysregulation happening in the general population. Conditions like obesity, insulin resistance, and atherosclerosis are rampant and often go entirely unchecked. This visualization shows the clinical averages from targeted metabolic interventions. When you measure correctly, you see real results: a 1.02 centimeter reduction in waist circumference and a 0.72 kilogram drop in fat mass, alongside significant decreases in fasting insulin. Without testing specific biomarkers, you are flying completely blind. You have no idea if your body is naturally in an anabolic state, which is focused on growth, or a catabolic state, which is geared towards cellular repair. The biological mechanism behind compounds like polyphenols and berberine is widely misunderstood. They do not passively grant health or provide your body with extra energy. This table lists various compounds and their effects. Looking at the rows for resveratrol, quercetin, and berberine, we see they function as indirect activators of AMPK. AMPK stands for AMP-activated protein kinase, a cellular energy sensor that coordinates your metabolism. The molecular target column reveals how they do this. These compounds literally inhibit the mitochondrial respiratory chain and the ATP synthase. By restricting your mitochondria's ability to produce ATP, the primary molecule used to store energy, they artificially deplete the cell's power supply. This animated scale illustrates what happens next. The sudden drop in ATP tricks the cells into thinking the body is starving. That perceived starvation forces the AMPK switch to flip, prompting the body to burn fat and clear out cellular junk through a process called autophagy, cleaning out damaged cells to regenerate newer, healthier ones. Other supplements force this exact same stress response through a different backdoor. Alpha-lipoic acid, for example, triggers it by spiking cellular calcium levels or generating reactive oxygen species, often called ROS, which are highly reactive chemicals formed from oxygen. Here is the danger of a false correction. If you swallow these pills while your bloodstream is already full of nutrients from a recent meal, you are forcing a starvation stress response onto cells that are actively fed. These trendy supplements do not give you energy. They mimic starvation. Imposing that state on a body that isn't actually energy depleted causes significant biological confusion. A common error is taking these metabolic supplements while consuming a highly fed, high-fat diet. This diagram outlines the cellular pathways related to metabolism. Over on the right, under obesity/nutrient overload, we see the mTOR network. mTOR, or mechanistic target of rapamycin, is the cellular pathway responsible for driving growth. High levels of circulating nutrients and insulin overactivate this exact network. Panning down to the liver section of the same chart, we see the consequences. That overactive mTOR drives lipogenesis, creating new fat, causing systemic hyperlipidemia and hyperglycemia. This state induces insulin resistance and blocks the repair pathways your supplements are trying to trigger. Relying on a pill while ignoring the timing of your meals is a stark lifestyle mismatch. Failing to practice habits like time-restricted eating negates the natural circadian dynamics of your gut microbiome. You cannot out-supplement a constantly fed state. Drop in a starvation-mimicking pill into a flooded metabolic engine just creates a biological traffic jam. Personalizing your metabolic health requires hard clinical data, not marketing guesswork. You need to track specific glycemic and lipid biomarkers. That means testing your fasting insulin, your fasting blood glucose, your LDL to HDL ratios, and your HbA1c, a blood test that measures your average blood sugar levels over the past 3 months. These specific blood markers are the only accurate way to reveal exactly how insulin-resistant your tissues actually are. Alongside the blood work, you must monitor physical tracking thresholds, specifically your visceral fat mass and your waist circumference. Those physical markers are direct indicators of whether your adipose tissue, your body fat, is currently releasing toxic-free fatty acids into your system. The evidence-based protocol is straightforward. Utilize 12 to 16 hours of time-restricted eating to naturally deplete your ATP levels first. Only introduce supplements after you have established your baseline data. It is time to confront an industry myth. Natural plant supplements like resveratrol are not magical, soothing antioxidants that bathe your cells in healing energy. These compounds heal you by restricting your cell's ability to make energy. They jam the gears, forcing your body to adapt, reroute its power, and fix itself to survive. Longevity is engineered through the strategic measurement of biomarkers and the application of precise biological stress.